Look, girl, whatever you decide to do with your money, the moment your salary hits your account, determines how far you're gonna go in your wealth creation journey. Yeah, I'm gonna be like everyone else who spend before thinking of how to save what's left, or you're gonna be like the wealthy who save first before thinking of spending what's left. Okay, and in today's video, I want to share with you 5 essential things you need to do the moment your salary hits your account, and I hope it helps you to get your finances together. First thing I want you to do is to breathe. Girl, take a moment and breathe. Okay, let your nervous system know that you are in charge of this money here, and so you are not gonna go right away into a shopping spree until you figured out a solid plan. I want you to start operating from a place of abundance. Okay, and next month or next week you're gonna get another paycheck, but that doesn't also mean that you should start buying things as soon as your salary gets paid. I want you to look back 2 weeks from now and be proud to say that you know where your money went, okay? Because the excitement of getting that alert alone can make you just get into the spree of buying stuff on autopilot. Because, girl, you've worked too hard for this paycheck to let your emotions get in the way, okay? You basically traded a whole month or 2 weeks or even a week for that paycheck, okay? And so do not let your excitement cloud your judgment financially. Now that it was and you're in control once again, I need you to go into part 2, which is making a budget. So I would say that you should create your budget a day or two before your salary comes in, because if you don't, okay, that excitement alone will even make you forget that you need to create a budget. And if you don't have one before that time comes, it's okay. You can still sit down and plan how you intend to spend this money. You don't want to list down all your expenses, both fixed and variable, and make sure that you are giving priority to the most important expenses. One important expense that you want to add to your budget is savings. And the reason you would want to make savings an expense is that it makes it easy for you to pay yourself first. Though you treat it as an expense, that money is literally being stacked up, okay, or being grown somewhere for your future self. Another important expense that you would want to pay attention to is your feeding, okay? Girls, some people make the mistake of allocating something so small for their feeding, thinking they are going to manage and all of that, and then they get stranded mid-month. And when that happens, you would have to go back to your savings to borrow money for your feeding, and that might end up spiraling into you borrowing money for other things. And to make it worse, if you don't have any savings, you would have to go borrow from friends to survive, and this is gonna take you back to square one of the life of dirt that you're trying to run away from. And so make sure that you are paying enough attention to the most important expenses. Settle that first before you go buy anything that is for comfort or luxury. Next thing we would want to do is to audit and adjust our expenses. Now, this is something you might want to do days before you get paid, or even right before you make your budget. I want you to go back at least 3 weeks ago and check all your expenses. Which one went up and what can you do about it? Because the whole idea is to get in control, okay? And this gives you the opportunity to cut down on unnecessary expenses and keep more of what you already make, instead of giving it up just for expenses that do not matter or unconsciously inflating your lifestyle. Check your feeding, check your phone bill, your insurance, your utility, and ask yourself, are you living above your means? Are you eating out too often? Are you leaving your appliances on? Can we start cooking at home more often? Girls, sit down and give yourself the chance to know what's really going on with your finances. Auditing yourself is actually an opportunity for you to see what's going on, okay? It's an opportunity for you to keep more of the money that you make. And this isn't just even about money, it's about your whole lifestyle. Let's say that you found out that you are eating out too often, and so you decide to start meal planning, okay, and prepping your meals at home. Girl, you're not only going to save yourself money, but you are guarding your health. So I do this with what I call a money diary, okay? It's actually a journal, just a journal, but it's strictly for money, and that is where I pull down all my money thoughts, my money fantasies, what I use my money for. It's not like creating a budget, okay? I just write all the things I think about money and how I use my money day to day in that journal. And in those instances when I sit down to write, I begin to reflect, okay? Am I really living within my means? Am I living above my means? Am I allowing my money to serve me instead of just giving it away? This really gives me a chance to see how far I've come when it comes to money. It helps me see my moment of range when it comes to money, my down moment. And so I give myself the chance to do better next time. Next thing you would want to do when your salary comes is to get yourself a new savings account, okay? Now, this is a one-time thing. If you already have a savings account, that is fine. But if you don't, you would want to go get yourself a separate savings account from your checking account. And once you have this account, it's going to be more easy for you to just outrightly transfer your savings into it once you hear that alert. Girl, you put that money in that account and forget it ever existed, except you're going to take it out to invest. Having a savings account is going to help you put a boundary between what's meant for savings and what's meant for spending. And I find that aside automating your savings, this is one of the most effective ways to actually pay yourself first. And one thing that really helps me with the savings account is that I am not linking my bank account to my mobile money, because I know that if I grant myself access, that money, the breach has already been closed. I just let it flow to me, okay? And so, as much as you could, do not give yourself access to that account for at least 6 months. And in case you genuinely have to grab money out of that account, go. That will take us to point number 5, which is create an emergency fund. Build an emergency fund, girl. And this is one expense that you should prioritize until you fully fund it, okay? It is meant to cater for unexpected expenses. And in case you don't know what an emergency fund is, it is 6 months of your living expenses put together in a safe space, okay? Preferably a high yield savings account. This money is only meant to cater for necessary unexpected expenses. And you realize that I said necessary because it does not include borrowing money to other people. And if you're not starting, you don't have to force yourself to get that 6 months living expenses all at once. No, start from the little that you can put aside. All that matters is that you have money to cater for unexpected financial obligations. Girl, at the end of the day, you owe it to yourself and your future generations to give yourself a shot at creating wealth, okay? You have to break the cycle of living paycheck to paycheck. I am turning 29 and I just did it, okay? And you can too. And that is why in this video, I have shared the step-by-step guide that helped me stop living from hand to mouth. And I hope that it helps you put your finances together. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care of yourself and see you there. Hey, clock it.